Hello and welcome. You're watching Don Bosco Media Network. This is Monalisa Rambai, bringing to you the news and events in Meghalaya. The headlines for today are 10 days of total lockdown from tomorrow 19th May 8 p.m. to 31st May 5 a.m. in East Khasi Hills to stem the spread of COVID-19. Village heads to set up quarantine centers for COVID-19 recovering patients. DC and Police Department of East Khasi Hills authorized to enforce the lockdown. The pandemic can kill the body, but not faith in God. And now the news in detail. Due to the spike in the number of daily deaths from the COVID-19, the government has decided to impose a total lockdown from 8 p.m. of 19 May 2021 to 5 a.m. of the 31st May 2021. This decision was arrived at after a threadbare discussion was held with the doctors and health officials and experts in the city.
Every day keep increasing, which prove that the situation is very, very grim, especially in East Khasi Hills district. Therefore, today the government has taken a decision that from tomorrow 8 p.m. from tomorrow 19 May 8 p.m. we will impose total lockdown in East Khasi Hills district up to 31st May 21 at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Informing the media at the press briefing this afternoon, the Deputy Chief Minister said, the government has authorized the DC of East Khasi Hills, SP of East Khasi Hills and SP of Shillong City to ensure that the lockdown is adhered to fully by the public and that it passes without incidents beginning from 8 p.m. of tomorrow the 19th of May 2021 to the morning of 31st May 2021.
In East Khasi Hills district, we have entrusted Deputy Commissioner to work out all the details along with the SP of East Khasi Hills and SP of Shillong City to make sure that the imposition of total lockdown in East Khasi Hills should be effectively followed too.
Speaking to the media, the Deputy Chief Minister informed that the state have got sufficient stock for essential commodities and that the district administration, along with local heads of different localities, will work out plans to ensure that every household receive their essentials during the total lockdown.
For the people of East Khasi Hills, this also will be worked out by the Deputy Commissioners to make sure that the essential commodities reaches to all the respective household in the entire district of East Khasi Hills. Stock of food items is available. You don't have to worry about the stock. We do have the stock, and unlike last year where we had a national lockdown, we did have suspension of train services, suspension of air services, so on and so forth. But this time, let me assure the citizens of the state, you don't have to worry about it because the stock is easily available.
During the press briefing, it was also informed that during the total lockdown in East Khasi Hills, inter-district or intra-district movement is fully restricted except on special grounds.
And during the total lockdown in East Khasi Hills, we will not allow movement outside or inside the East Khasi Hills district, except, as I already mentioned, those unavoidable and emergency services. So I would advise all the concerned citizens of the state during the 10 days total lockdown in East Khasi Hills, stay wherever you are. Don't please come to East Khasi Hills, especially to Shillong city.
To ease the mounting pressure on hospitals in the city as a result of the increase of numbers of COVID patients, the government has requested the headmen of various villages and localities to assist by identifying infrastructures under their jurisdictions that could be used as quarantine centers or corona care centers for people who have tested positive for the virus but who do not require hospitalization.
The detailed plan how to set up such isolation centers in the community level, and we would also fervently urge all the concerned villages, the concerned community, the Rangba Shnong, the Senjuk Kinosan Shnong, Ki Seng Bahalang, all Ki Seng Niam, all the concerned stakeholders, please join with the government. Please share the responsibility with the government for having such isolation centers in the community level. And notification has been issued, and we have entrusted the respective deputy commissioners in consultation with the BDOs, the field officers, and especially the consultation with the respective Dorbar Shnong community committee for setting up of such isolation centers wherever necessary.
Further, the government would like to refute the statements made by rumor mongers that family members of those who have died of COVID-19 are required to isolate themselves for 10 days. The Deputy Chief Minister clarified that this was not at all the case, since the COVID-19 SOPs are strictly adhered to, and that 15 members of the bereaved family are provided full PPEs to attend to the funeral of their loved ones. However, in spite of these precautions, should a member of family does test positive, it is then only that isolation is required for the specific member in question.
With the maximum numbers of persons to 15 only, 15. There were misunderstanding here and there, where those people who conducted the services of such positive cases deceased. Some people says that the moment you completed the rituality, the moment you completed the funeral services, you need to isolate yourself for 10 days. I think that is totally wrong. Except if there are positive cases among those 15 persons who attended the funeral services. Why I'm saying this? Because strict protocols has been issued, and then PPEs also has been provided to each and every houses of those unfortunate deceased who died out of the COVID-19.
As COVID-19 spreads further and faster, many are now beginning to wonder why and how. In this edition, Don Bosco Media Network was able to talk to Christian Relge's father, who tested positive for COVID-19 and have recovered fully from it. Just to recap what happened last year, around 65 brothers and fathers at the Sacred Heart Theological College tested positive for COVID-19, casting a dark and gloomy shadow upon the entire Sacred Heart College community. But only for a little while. With proper care, patience, and the assistance of others, these faithful recovered fully from the virus. We are privileged to be able to talk to Father Gervasis Kozupatadam, who is 69 years of age, remarked that it was something surprising for him that when he tested positive for the virus, he did not despair or was anxious or fearful, for his life and his faith in God was not at all shaken. This convinced him that while as a man he must go through such trials, his faith in God must be stronger than his fear of the virus. He added that he has already received the first dose of the vaccine and will soon be going for his booster shot.
From this positive, I did not feel anything special. No? I do not. I am 89 now, not 1 or 2 years. And next month, in July I will begin 90. This Nazareth to get that vaccination we took. With Father Jose, I took a vaccination, and that vaccination was maybe helping, I don't know. Maybe we'll go on the 10th of next month to take the second one. Should have taken earlier, but since this came in between, so it is delayed.
He recounted with a touch of nostalgia how prior to the pandemic he had the opportunity to preach the gospel of Christ in many areas, but with the coming of the pandemic, he was no longer able to continue with such activities. He now spends his time praying for many people. When asked if he had a message for the viewers, he said that he wanted to encourage people to take care and to follow the protocols given by the government.
They have told me to stop. I will stop. So the same people have to be careful also. For new cities, the message is that we have to take utmost care not to mix with too many people at the same time. That is what the government also wants. So we have to be careful about all this. So very dangerous, then nobody can stop anything. So they should be more and more careful. That is my message.
So viewers, that is all we have for you today. Until we meet again, thank you for watching.